Welcome to New Day Cleveland. I'm David Moss, and yes, we are on the road again. Just check it out. We are in a beautiful place called Seville, downtown Seville. This is going to be a very interesting show for a lot of you folks because I know many of you have not discovered a whole lot about southern Medina County. So we're sort of between Medina and Worcester. Some people have called it a shopper's paradise. So you're going to like this show if you like food, if you like drinks, if you love beautiful locations. In fact, our first stop is a place called the Oaks Lakeside, and it's a dandy. Great, man. It's a fresh breath of air out here.
It's right in the lakefront.
Chippewa Lake. Is that called Chippewa Lake?
That's Chippewa Lake.
And this is Johnny right here, and we are at the Oaks Lakeside.
Yes, we are.
You old timers might remember it as the Oaks Lodge, but now it's the Oaks Lakeside.
You're correct. There's no more lodging anymore, so we got the lodge out of there.
Right.
You're getting a lot of phone calls. Can we get a room?
But you can still float up on the lake. That's pretty nice.
You can. You can bring a pontoon boat right up here if you like.
So here we are. It's a great restaurant, and it's a great lounge, a great bar, and there's music and all kinds of things going on here. But if you are out on the lawn, it's almost like you don't want to go inside. It's just so nice out there.
It's outside is on a beautiful day. You think of the Oaks, and then you're coming out here to sit outside for sure.
Okay, so let's sort of tell people where we are. We're near Seville. We're near Medina.
Yeah, we're about 6 miles south of Medina.
Right off of I-71 and I-76, right?
Yep, 3 miles from the highway exit.
Okay, so it's a little journey out here. I live in Beechwood. Some people live in Cleveland.
Sure.
Some people live in Canton and Akron. I got to tell you what, this is the kind of trip you want to make because it brings you to another world in a way, doesn't it?
Everybody always says. They don't believe we're in Medina County. They feel like you could be anywhere. Yeah. They could be in Europe. They could be, you sit out here, and especially we have music playing. They have a nice glass of wine.
Yeah.
They kind of get lost of where they're at.
It's almost like going back in time a little bit, too, because this is a town that used to house sort of a famous amusement park, you know, so the town's a lot quieter than it used to be, and it's just a great journey.
Yeah, and actually someone just did a new book on that, the whole history of it. So the park was running from 1870 to 1970s, and then, this place was finished by 1891.
Yeah. So I'm sitting out here and I hear the waterfall back there. I saw you got koi in there. Some people know them as fish.
Yeah. They're not on the menu.
But you do have a big seafood menu too, don't you?
We do. We don't have so much of it printed on the menu because we like to source out fresh stuff every week. Yep. So I think we got some walleye coming in here this week. That's going out of Lake Erie real nice. And then sometimes we were doing halibut if that's being caught. And we kind of bring in whatever local and fresh.
And the carnivores seem to be pretty happy too.
Yes, we do. All our in-house cutting. We age all our beef. Our ribeyes and our strip steaks, we age those for about 40 days.
So we're sitting outside. I'm saying how beautiful it is. You go inside, it is a whole nother world too, because that takes you back in time. And there's a whole bunch of little different rooms, and the settings are great. Fireplaces.
We have one wood-burning fireplace still, and that today's a little humid out there. You get that nice old century home smell in there, definitely.
Well, I tell you what, if I come in here, if you could get me out of the bar, it'd be a miracle because it's one of those old school bars.
Well, I saw you trembling when you were walking by.
I just wanted to stop for a minute. Just wanted to stop. And so many great little touches too. Like you guys been here how many years?
It's 13 years for my wife and I.
13
years.
Yeah,
we partnered with the original family, so then they've had it since 1961.
Yeah, so it is terrific. We're talking about great food and great drinks, great gardens, and I love what do you call that area where it's like concrete pillars and it's a walkway down to
the colonnade. We used to call it wisteria walkway, but we've had some work done to it. So there's wisteria growing on it. I think there's 26 stately columns, and that was finished by 1912.
That would be a terrible place to have a wedding, wouldn't it?
It would, wouldn't it?
Oh, my goodness.
It is definitely a bad photo ops here.
It is unbelievable. Could you guess how many weddings you do out here a year?
We probably do anywhere from 35 to 40 weddings a year.
And so you have to call ahead like maybe 6 months or something like that?
We try to book about a year out if we can.
Who would you recommend for catering if you had your wedding here?
I think the Oaks would do a good job.
I think so too. I think it's terrific. Well, it's a fabulous place, and for me, restaurants, the bar, the great grounds, the beautiful building, the atmosphere. But I'm going to have to talk to Dave here.
Well, we should go in there and do some cooking with him.
Check it out.
All right.
All right. So what we're going to be doing here today is a honey chipotle crusted walleye. We get it from Lake Erie, probably once a week.
You don't get it from Chippewa Lake?
No. Only good crappie in that lake and a bunch of catfish. So what we do is we're going to put this breadcrumb on the bottom of this plate, pat it down on the plate, and we're going to be able to slide it right off the plate right into the pan.
Here we go. Hey, when you do those big special weekends, like for Easter or Thanksgiving and all that kind of stuff, do you turn it into a buffet then, or do you do all the meals by the plate also?
Well, Easter, Mother's Day, Thanksgiving, and now we do it for New Year's. We stick to buffets. We can get a lot of people in here. We do probably 500 to 600 people on those days, yeah. So once the breadcrumbs start to turn a little bit brown, we know we're getting close to flipping it out of there.
Right.
From here, we go straight to the oven. That'll be up there for about 5 minutes. So while that's cooking, we're gonna start our curry mussels. So those are Prince Edward Island mussels. Hit it with the garlic shallot. So we're gonna throw in some sage, parsley, some basil, all fresh. Deglaze it.
I mean, they cook fast.
They do. So when that liquor reduces about halfway, we're gonna cream it, throw in some curry, a little bit of butter. That looks good, doesn't it?
It looks great.
I have grilled serranos right here. Should I put those in there?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we're just gonna let this come to a nice boil. Let it reduce a little bit. We're gonna do the accompaniment for the walleye. We're doing a sauteed Yukon Gold potato, artichoke, and kale salad. We grow this stuff on the property. All the kale, fresh grown. A little bit of bacon fat.
Uh-oh, you just let a secret out. That bacon fat's good, isn't it?
Oh yeah, flavor. What it's all about. Do you want to taste them?
Yeah, I'll taste one.
Now this is the crucial moment where you have to decide more salt or more heat. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
So we'll finish that off with some fresh ground Romano cheese, which we grind this in-house. And we always have our house-made tapenade here. Just roasted tomatoes, olives, fresh herbs, which we always serve with our customers to dip their bread in. That stuff's fantastic.
Unbelievable.
All right, so we slide her right on top.
So there you have it, folks, a piece of beauty at the Oaks Lakeside, situated on the shores of Chippewa Lake. Dave in the kitchen, Johnny at the front door. You can't beat it. I'll tell you what you can't beat is a whole lot more New Day Cleveland coming up after the break. Looks great, man. Beautiful.
Jewelry to furniture to painted goods to local art, we got it all.
Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. Yes, we are on a road trip once again, the southern side of Medina County, and it's time to get funky. And we're getting funky because, tell me why, Shell.
Because you're a Funky Junk Boutique.
I thought it was like an old gas station that turned into something totally unusual and wonderful.
You nailed it. That's what it is.
Imagine that. Well, number one, when I came to the front door, I saw some beautiful woman. Her name was Megan. Who's
She's a keeper. She's my daughter.
Well, you got to keep your
Yeah.
daughter, right?
Yeah.
So she was here, and she asked me, "What do you want, sir?" And I said, "I don't know." She says, "Well, we've got it."
We do.
Because you got everything from soup to nuts.
Well, not soup to nuts, but jewelry to furniture to painted goods to local art, we got it all.
A lot of the stuff that you come in and see used to be junk, but somehow it's been transformed by the creative mind.
Absolutely. So our specialty is vintage, upcycled, and locally made. And we really work to repurpose and reclaim items to make them useful and beautiful again for your home. And additionally, we work with local artists. So we have some great reclaimed wood tables that are made by someone local, jewelry that's all locally made, artwork, bags, wreaths.
Yeah, I love this stuff. I've been trying to buy bar stools for a long time. And when you find these kind of bar stools, you go like, I should buy them right now because these are like industrial grade, right?
They are totally. They're heavy duty. They're made from old metal shipping barrels. Like the big barrels on docks. That's what they are in the reclaimed wood.
See, I want to drag it over here so we can see it. Look at this this is a beauty, isn't it?
It's so cute.
Yeah, and how do you get it painted like that?
We can do it with chalk paint.
So you do chalk paint.
We specialize in
One funky joint, I'll tell you that. It is really nice.
Yes.
Yeah, so you get a pair of these. These are really good for the breakfast area. I like that. I love that table there. Sort of a farmer's table, right?
That's an old farm table again. So it's an old piece that we got a hold of. We sanded it down, resealed to the top, painted the bottom, and now you've got a gorgeous table, and it was a little run down before.
And talk about funky. Look at the seat on this thing. That is one funky seat, right?
Yes. So this is an example of our vintage. So we didn't do anything with this.
You get this, and the kids can do anything on it.
They can. They can mess it up, and it's all good.
You can't mess it up. It's already funky. Who does this stuff?
The big signs are business friends of ours down in Georgia. So they have a plasma cutter, and they do the big signs for us. And this is one of our really big sellers lately.
I gotta tell you though, the studio is sort of a magic place.
That's my happy place here. That's where I really can get creative, and that's soothing.
What's that crazy quilt on the wall, all those colors?
That is a color chart. There's 32 colors of Annie Sloan paint, and I mixed every color with every color in equal parts. So shows you all of, well, just some of the possibilities actually, if you start to blend the colors.
You ever have those parties where ladies come or guys come in and drink wine and make colors and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we do one called Refunk Your Junk. So I knew you'd like that. So,
How did you know?
Because I do. We use small end tables, side tables. The customer will bring it in, and then we teach them how to use chalk paint, how to distress, how to wax, and then they leave with their piece finished.
So that's great. So you do little tiny things, or you do big projects, like I'm doing kitchen cabinets,
Yes.
and you can do whole dining room sets and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
And speaking of which, I think I saw Megan, your beautiful daughter, across the street one time. What's going on?
Yeah.
Is she sneaking out?
She does sometimes, but we have a second store that I opened called Elements on Main about 1.5 years ago. So it's a little different than over here.
How's it different?
What I have over there is this great hybrid. We still have a lot of the reclaimed wood tables, but we also have a lot of things that I can order new and get multiples of.
So it's getting to be more like a furniture fashion store.
Right, it's a great little boutique of furniture, clothing, jewelry. It's kind of a farmhouse look, but not so farmhouse. We can still work with people with traditional interiors or even like modern industrial
It's
interiors.
so easy to find you in downtown Seville because downtown Seville is about 1 block long.
Right.
There's the railroad tracks and there's the traffic light.
Yes.
But this little building is so cute. I mean, it's been repurposed beautifully.
Yeah, this was a working service station when we bought it. So where we're standing, there was actually a lift in here and grease and cars in the back, and so this was my biggest repurposing project.
Yeah, some great stuff. What kind of funky junk is this?
I think these are old plant baskets. You know, you put the cocoa liner in, but they would make great light fixtures.
See, I would have put eggs in them and they would fall through, wouldn't work out so good. Not so good, right?
Maybe not.
Okay, funky junk, easy to find. The name of your other store is?
Elements on Main.
Elements on Main. So like when you go into Elements on Main, you know what you can do? You can get on the staircase and go to?
You need to go upstairs to the studios upstairs.
Go.
This is not your grandma's art gallery. Most of the artwork that's here has a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek, sarcastic side, a lot of humor in this gallery, and a lot of things that kind of make you think for a second and then you'll burst out laughing because you know that this gift is perfect for your mother-in-law, your best girlfriend, maybe something for yourself. We do kind of try to make sure that art that is created by men for men is a great focus on this floor. The concept here is this is a gallery built by artists for artists. We represent 78 artists. We're trying to keep them off the road and have their artwork in one location so that people can come anytime and see their artwork. Most of the artists that we have here are artists that you'll see at local shows. And so if you miss them, you can always find their work here at the studios upstairs. Everything is handmade. So quite frankly, every piece in this building is unique. Most of our artists are using upcycled or recycled materials. Everything from dolls to jewelry to art pieces for your wall. The truth is, the gift market is generally low on gifts that gentlemen would like to have. Guys like to have a good time too. And we have everything from plaques, local Cleveland work, local Seville and Medina County pieces. One of the pieces that is really unique and is very popular are the monster pieces that are painted by Dave Sestarsik, who just happens to be my husband. He takes upcycled or recycled paintings that you find in your grandma's basement and he brings them back to life, let's say, and makes them more unique for younger people and more contemporary artists by putting monsters into the painting. And he tries to make sure that the painting tells a story. These bottle openers that we have, he takes a .50 caliber bullet and he cuts them so that they are bottle openers. It couldn't be more guy-oriented. Then he powder coats them. They're fantastic, make great gifts. I like to take the toys that you had as a child and were most beloved to you and do terrible things to them and make them into zombies. Sometimes I turn them inside out and take out their eyes and cut off their appendages. But again, it's a beloved toy that essentially we like to destroy and make it funnier. It's astounding what individuals with creative talent can do with absolutely nothing.
Coming up, it's been voted one of the best antique stores in the area. We're taking a walk along memory lane. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland, and we told you that this area has been called a shopper's paradise, right? So we're in downtown Seville. You remember funky junk? How about some real antiques now? It's along memory lane.
I wanted to have a business that was friendly, that was appealing to people, that was American all the way. And that's what we've created. People like the store because everything is well organized, everything is clean. Very seldom would you ever see anything in here that was made in China. Prices are very reasonable, and we're very friendly. We love our customers, and we really work with our customers to help them get what they want. Our vendors are really pretty special because most of them are retirement age. But they've been doing antiques for 15, 20 years. I've got one in here that's been doing it for 30 years. And at Along Memory Lane, what that means is you're working with people who really know the business, who understand the age of items, the authenticity, and they also understand the pricing. That's really important because if you don't have that kind of quality in your shop, people tend to steer away. Well, the one thing that has really bothered me is the fact that there's so many pieces of beautiful furniture out there. And a lot of it is from 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, and it's out of style now. And when I discovered what chalk paint was all about, I realized we could really make a difference. And with chalk paint and the older furniture, you can do that. So right now, we do carry Dixie Belle paints. We use them on everything that we paint. We've got several people who are really, really wonderful, wonderful painters. They can take an old piece and make it look glorious. And so I'm finding that people are attracted to this, and we have a hard time keeping up sometimes. This is the old hardware store, the Seville hardware store, and it was started in 1903. And about 8 years ago, it closed down. And I rode past it for probably 6 months, just wanting so bad to try to take that next step, and then I plunged. I still get old farmers who come in the door, walk up to the counter, and want to know where some electrical supplies are or some plumbing supplies, and then they look around and they say, "Isn't this the hardware store?" And so you know they haven't been in for a while, but we still have those folks coming in looking for the hardware store. Well, I've always collected things for myself. My kids can remember being at an auction under a sleeping bag when it was raining because I wanted a butter churn. And I did get the butter churn, but I've always loved these things. But you know, life carries you in different ways. And I had jobs that had nothing to do with antiques, and then I retired. And when I retired, I couldn't sit still, so I decided to get a part-time job, and that was in an antique store. And that's really what set it off, because I met the other people in the business, and they're great people. They truly are. And then I became really kind of fascinated by the whole process of buying and selling and researching, and it was like a fever, and it just kind of mushroomed into what you see here.
Well, that looks amazing. So how about something fun for the whole family? It's open all year round, and it's called Rinky Dink Family Fun Center.
Rinky Dink has been around for decades. We're located on Route 18, a mile east off of 71, about 10 minutes from the Montrose Fairlawn area. It's kind of a one-stop shop. There's something for everybody in the family, from the toddler and the 2-year-old who can be in the bounce house and the playground, to grandma who can still get around the miniature golf course. Everybody wants to get on the go-karts and get their adrenaline going. Stop in and get an ice cream, even if you just want to walk and watch your grandkids or something like that. With the advent of our season pass, we're open year-round, and we have the bounce house and the playground, the 40-plus arcade, and the blacklight Pirates versus Aliens, where you can take out some aggression on mom or dad or your brother or sister. While it's a little bit different in the winter, it's still a lot of fun. Rinky Dink has 2 outdoor 18-hole miniature golf courses, the go-karts, and that's where you see the real aggressive, adrenaline-fueled fun that can happen. We do tons of birthday parties, a lot of company picnics and things like that, where if you've got a group, we've got a fun afternoon that's going to make some memories and have some smiles for you.
This is a well-traveled route, and I'll tell you, between Medina and Worcester, it's a shopper's paradise.
Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. It's our road trip in the southern part of Medina County, and here we are back again in Seville. But we're going to head up the road just a little bit, and you're going to like this place. If you like to barbecue or you love great meats, the Bearded Butchers are the guys for you, and the place is called White Feather Meats.
White Feather Meats is founded on transparency. That's one of the big things that we offer here. So when you come into our front door, we have several different species that we can offer to you. We have 100% grass-fed beef. It's probably our most popular, most volume seller. We have a non-GMO fed pork that's raised on Amish farms in Holmes County. We have free-range, organically fed chicken. We have, of course, our cornerstone, which is the American bison. We've since added elk and venison to our species offering, and then anything that we have here at White Feather Meats was processed and harvested in this facility. So when you come in here, that's where we're able to offer that transparency, because one of the #1 questions that people are asking today is, where did my meat come from? And that's a question that we're able to answer here at White Feather Meats. We know exactly where your meat came from, and we know every part of the process to take from that animal from a sustainable farming practice and convert it into a healthy meat for your freezer. The Bearded Butcher is my father. What happened was we were looking for a way to brand our products. A friend actually came up with a caricature based on a picture of my father. We started branding some of our products with that, and at the same time we were looking for a seasoning that we could put on our products that was a all-natural or otherwise did not contain any anti-caking agents. MSG was a big one, and then we also wanted one that didn't have sugar. Actually, myself and my 2 brothers, maybe we were a little jealous. We thought, let's expand that and make seasoning flavors based on each of the other 3 Bearded Butchers. So our father became the original Bearded Butcher seasoning, and my brother Sean, who's the oldest, has a seasoning themed after him, which is Chipotle. My brother Seth has a seasoning named after him, which is Cajun. And then I myself have a seasoning named after me, which is the hot seasoning.
I come from the Akron area, and I come down here because their steaks are like the best steaks I've ever had in my life, and I am a steak connoisseur.
For us, the passion really comes from seeing the customer response to quality products that we provide for them. We enjoy nothing more than selling a quality product, having that customer return to us, tell us how much they liked it, and tell their friends about it, and we can continue to expand, because we love to eat, and we love to eat clean, healthy products, And we also love to support sustainable farming, so that way these farmers are getting paid for a premium product that they're producing. They're getting a premium price, and it sustains their farming practices, and they can keep that going for generations to come. We sell the Big Green Egg Grill, which is a ceramic grill that uses organic lump charcoal, and we feel that's one of the best ways to cook any meat product, especially our meat products. Our customers tell us, and we found out ourselves, that you can purchase a product here, and if you have that Big Green Egg Grill, it's a restaurant quality or better experience every time you eat at home. We feel like providing the Big Green Egg Grill is the best cooking method that we knew to source for our product.
I told you, White Feather Meats is a great place, but while you're in Creston, you're going to see this big old house, and you're going to want to go inside, and you should. It's called Done Movin' House Treasures.
At Done Movin' House Treasures, we have antiques, vintage, repo, just what we like. It's home decor. I don't consider myself an antique store. Done Movin' House Treasures is a combination of a lot of things. Yes, we have antiques, but percentage-wise, that's not what I consider myself. Most popular is farm items, you know, rustic, and the painted furniture. Glassware, there's still collectibles, Roseville, Fenton. In the dining room, you'll see Royal Dalton, Toby mugs, and lots of lamps, Fenton lamps, and you know, Fenton went out of business, so if you've ever wanted a Fenton lamp, we know where you can find one. They're going to find a wide variety, wide price range, but reasonably priced. We're standing right now in the 1845 farmhouse. This fireplace right here, that's the original marble insert. The little boy that grew up here inherited the homestead, about 150 acres. And in 1908, he bricked over the farmhouse and expanded it out and made what was called at the time, or it's been passed on to us, the Cole Mansion, which you probably saw the word Cole in the tile when you come into the entrance. The romantic story to all this is that he bricked over to expand it as a wedding gift to his wife, Blevia. When I did the timeline and the research, they had already been married 18 years, so I think she had to do some convincing to get a bigger home. But it is a beautiful property. It's been many, many things. After she died in 24, he lived here about 12 years as a recluse, and it became a nursing home. It was Shady Rest Nursing Home. We still have the shade, but very little rest. This is a well-traveled route, and I'll tell you, between Medina and Worcester, it's a shopper's paradise. The front porch is just a little bit of everything. Obviously, at Done Movin' House Treasures, the porch used to be the key place when it was a nursing home and the bed and breakfast, and now our shop. But out there is where we put the stuff that you would like to decorate your outside with. What surprises me is the value of, you know, right out of a barn kind of stuff that's chippy, and that surprises me because in the day when I was doing it, a treasure was more of a collectible. Now the treasures are anything that they can look at and figure out how to mix in their home. I will tell you, when you get to the dining room, that is the one room that one young man said, "Hey Mom, come and see the fancy stuff." So I guess if you go to that room, you know, it's the fancy stuff, which would be like the marble tops and true antiques. Just come on down and see what we're about, and if nothing else, you know, somebody's bound to enjoy seeing an old house and the old woodwork, and we're more than happy, as you can tell, I'm more than happy to tell you the story. I have a lot of them.
Keep those walking shoes laced up because we've got some more walking to do. That's right, we're going to visit another small Medina town that's big on flavor after the break. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. Okay, you're not going to believe this, but located right here in the middle of Northeast Ohio is a place where people drive from all over the place, Cleveland, Akron, Canton, Columbus, for sushi. That's right, it's in Wadsworth and it's called Kasai.
Kasai is about a big applause, cheering. So when people, eat here, they think the food is great. They give you a big applause. Enjoy. Our bar open if you want to drink. We offer the freshest ingredients sushi and diverse Japanese cuisine like noodles, rice bowl, teriyaki, and popular hibachi meals. From the sushi bar, we have so many popular sushi rolls. Anniversary roll created by me, like celebrating anniversary for our regulars. Then we have aloha roll. People love it. It has lobster tail, mangoes, spicy shrimp all together with some freshest fish on the top. Then we have a wild magi if you want to go wild. It has 5 or 6 different ingredients in there. Delicious. I focus on the freshest fish I can find. People come here just for our sushi, for the freshest ingredients. We have a lot of followers from Japan, the Japanese crowd, like Bridgestone Tire Company, some Japanese companies. They come here for our sushi. They say this is equal, even better than what they had in Japan. When I was in college in Alabama, I picked up a part-time job in a local Japanese place. Then the owner offered me, I need an apprentice. I say, sure, I'll pick up the skills. So that's how I get into the cooking. Get married and the baby on the way, we're looking for a house. So we moved to Wadsworth, a nice community here. Then we decided maybe I can use my skills to do my own. That's how it started. We have newly addition of the patio. We have lighting there, music there during the summer. Then we have a smaller bar, but we offer really good drinks. And the most popular is our handmade fresh mojitos. We have a lot of booths. We can host medium-sized parties. Then we have some semi-private rooms in the back, 5 of them. 2 of them are traditional tatami room where you can, sit on the floor. It's very unique. If they want to try something unique in a sushi bar, and try the Crouching Tiger. It's inspired by the movie Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. We have another roll is called Hidden Dragon as well, if they want to try the whole 9 yards.
Okay, we've had some wonderful sushi at Kasai, food that's not cooked, sort of cool, cold even. Well, for dessert, we're going to get really cold. We're going to go almost next door to a place called Sub-Zero Nitrogen Ice Cream.
Here at Sub-Zero, you can make your own ice cream. You can choose from any of our cream options, including vegan options. So we have rice milk, soy milk, almond milk, and coconut milk for people with allergies or for vegan options. And then you're going to choose your mix-ins. We have fruit, candies, nuts, and then we're going to bring you right over and freeze it right in front of you. We use liquid nitrogen. It comes out at negative 321 degrees Fahrenheit, and it freezes right before your eyes in about 15-20 seconds. This is the only Sub-Zero ice cream and yogurt in Ohio. This is where all the magic happens. This is our 2,000-liter nitrogen tank, and this is what we use to freeze the ice cream. This is Morgan, and she is going to make a small peanut butter Bonds ice cream today. She's going to use our original premium cream, which is our silky smooth ice cream base. Next, she's going to add in peanut butter, Reese cups, brownies, and then we're going to bring it down here for Hannah to freeze. So now Hannah is going to freeze it with the liquid nitrogen. About 15 to 30 seconds to freeze. And then she's going to scoop it in a waffle bowl. She's going to add some fudge on top. We feel it's extremely important for you to be able to choose your ice cream the way you want it. That way if you have allergies or diet reasons, you can still enjoy ice cream.
I got a strawberry and chocolate flavoring with cookie dough, chocolate and strawberry flavoring with strawberry chunks and Oreo.
It's a lot of fun here at Sub-Zero. The kids absolutely love it. And to see their faces light up, it's amazing.
Still to come, we're taking you to a bar, a paint bar. Welcome back to New Day Cleveland. I've got two words for you, and it's paint bar. Now, what's a paint bar? Well, it's a place where you paint and you drink. It's in Wadsworth, and it's called My Three Joys.
My Three Joys started out with my family. My boyfriend's last name is Joy, and I have 2 daughters, so because of them, we started this business. In My Three Joys, we offer a wide variety of furniture, dressers, hutches, end tables, photography, personalized items, pallet signs, a little bit of everything. If you can't find it here, we know somebody that can make it for you. Our prices here at My Three Joys are the lowest we can get. We really shop really well to pass on those savings to our customers. I'm a consumer also. I have 2 children, I have a family, I know sports, regular life it's hard. And if you want to have nice things, you shouldn't have to charge it or sacrifice something else just to be able to afford something nice. Our newest location, which is connected right to My Three Joys, is My Three Joys Paint Bar. This is going to be a place where everybody can be really creative. Say you need a piece of furniture that you want to paint, come up to the bar, pick the color that you want, and we'll mix it up. We'll mix up a solution with you to show you how to make your own chalk paint. It's a little bit more cost efficient than buying regular chalk paint. If you have a small end table, we'll give you a shot of paint. So it's kind of, the bar theme is kind of like you were to go to an actual bar. And all these glasses are the colors that we carry. They will change periodically with the seasons, but right now they're pretty bright for summer. All of our names here are family members. The funnest thing about My Three Joys is you can come in and get a custom-made sign. Say somebody in your family is getting married and you want to get their initials on a board, when they were established, when they were married, or anything, anniversary, bridal showers. You come in, you get your idea printed off on the Cricut, it gets put on a piece of wood, you can customize whether it be color, stain choice, along those lines, and it's done in about, I'd say 45 minutes from start to completion. Birthday parties and anniversary parties, bridal showers, that's what we're really trying to focus with on the weekends. You'll get the whole spot for that day on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday. That's going to include the craft class of your choice. So here you're going to come in, we ask for your snacks and your drink choice. We'll have all that provided for you. Come in, we'll clean up the mess, you can go on, and it's a new, different, fun location, I guess. This building's 2,500 square foot, this alone, and once I brought my stuff in, I thought I had a ton of stuff, and I didn't. So a lot of the stuff I start collecting from other people, and the fun part is it's all local women that are moms that have either quit their job and or trying to go off and do something that they're passionate about to spend more time with their families, which is what we try to all be about. Also, I think I love most about this place is because there's so many other women that I've met. There's like 20 some that have the same story, you know, and I think at the end of the day you want to work and live your life, not just work to pay for a life, you know what I mean? And that's what we're able to create here for a lot more people, just than myself. So I think that's what we're more proud of than anything.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. You got through a whole hour of a New Day Cleveland road trip without going to a museum. Not this time. We're going to the Northern Ohio Railway Museum.
museum outside of Seville near Chippewa Lake that is interested in renovating and in the future operating streetcars as old as 1890s up into 1970. There's over 30 cars. Some of them operate, some of them are in various states of renovation, some of them are yet to be touched. Rail transportation, particularly electric rail transportation in the Cleveland area, was a big thing. Many people rode streetcars. Your ancestors, your grandparents, maybe your great-grandparents rode streetcars in and out of Cleveland. And then they rode interribbons from Cleveland to Worcester to Chicago, wherever. So Cleveland was kind of a big electric railway, not a hub, but a big center. And this was the transportation of the early 1900s. And a lot of cities were built wherever the interribbons went. We give tours every Saturday. We start with a video of kind of the history of the museum and the kind of older film that we took as we started this. And then you're taken on a tour of both of our car barns, the ones that have the cars that you recognize as streetcars and the ones that you may not recognize because they're still being renovated, but they will look like streetcars when they're done.
My passion is the restoration of the cars. I enjoy working on them. I got a couple cars, I got 5 or more years working on each car. Every car is a little bit different. You need to take it down to the basic car, the skeleton of the car, and build it back up, and depending on how much rot and rust there is in the car, that's how much we have to replace or rebuild or fabricate. Car 303, it was a Shaker Rapid car from the 1930s to about 1950. They called it the businessman's car. It had a little smoker section in the back. It ran mostly out Shaker Boulevard. We're still working on that one. There's a lady painting it right now today. The streetcar era really began about 1890 and petered out by the 1930s, mostly because of the automobile. But it died way too soon. People are just now realizing that, oh, that was a good system.
And we have so much history sitting on this property that's just absolutely amazing. And you stand out in the parking lot and look at this and go, oh my, there's just so much here.
I really blame my mother. When I was a child, my father worked long hours. I was the last of the kids around the house. My mother didn't drive. She started getting cabin fever. Come on, let's go for a ride. We started riding circle tours around Cleveland on the old streetcars.
My father worked for Shaker Rapid for 29 years, so I grew up riding the Shaker Rapid with him. I worked at another museum for 10 years during high school and college, and some of those cars are here, so I came back to be with them. And we're always looking for volunteers who have some sort of skill, or maybe no skill, but would like to learn how to help us renovate some of these cars, because there's a lot of work here yet.
Well, that's going to do it for our road show to the southern part of Medina County. And of course, don't forget, between Medina and Wadsworth, that's called a shopper's paradise, and plenty of things to look at. If you want to buy, you can buy. If not, just, well, be a sightseer. And of course, I love that place out of Chippewa Lake, the Oaks Lakeside. It was a wonderful place. I tell you, it's a great place for special occasions, but once every great part of the season, like summer, winter, fall, spring, beautiful place, great food, check it out. So this is it, and you're saying after a whole hour I went to Seville without seeing the Barber of Seville? Well, I know you didn't, but I am. See you in the next New Day Cleveland.